and welcome back to your irregular Latvian lesson. I have great news to share. There are now over 10,000 of you subscribed to my channel. It is a great honor for me, so Paldies. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Knowing how to say thank you, I think, is one of the most important skills a person can have. So, today, let's work on your Latvian thank yous. Let's go! No matter what your connection to Latvia is, Paldies is one of those words that will instantly put you in good graces with your parents-in-law, teachers, or anyone really. When asked if you would like a cookie, you would not simply say ja or ne. You would say ja, paldies, or ne, paldies. I am on a diet today. But to avoid becoming boring, you can switch up your paldies like this. Sirsnīgs paldies, a heartfelt thank you. Mīļš paldies, a loveful thank you. Liels paldies, a big thank you. Lielais paldies, the big thank you, reserved for very special situations, like when your friends spend so much time proof listening to your scripts. In which case you also might want to say Paldies Dievam, thank God for such wonderful friends. I love you guys. Speaking of God, did you know that in Latvian, Paldies has divine origins? It is derived from palīdz, helps, and dies or dievs, God. Palīdz, dievs, God helps. Interestingly, although Latvian is closest to Lithuanian, our thank you is actually closer to Estonian. Not phonetically though, because they both sound nothing like paldies. Lithuanians say ačiū and Estonians say aita.
Aida, Aida.
From aita, help, and jumal, God. So look, Estonians, we're not so different. Except it's a bit funny because aita in Latvian means a sheep. By the way, the Russian spasiba is also constructed in a similar way. Spasi, save, and boh, God. So, God saves you. I'm sensing a trend here. Let me know in the comments how thank you came about in your language. Back to the ways you can spice up your thank yous. If you are an emotionally expressive person, you can say Paldies no visas sirds. Thank you from all of my heart. Or if you are a child or acting like one, you could say paldiesiņš. Paldies, but in the diminutive, kind of like in English you would say thankies, not to be used in professional situations. And if you are on the receiving end of a thank you, you can say ņem par labu. You are welcome, or nav par ko. Also, you are welcome, or literally, there is nothing to be thankful for. Aww, doesn't that make us seem nice, Latvians? Nav par ko. There's nothing to be thankful for. Latvians just love helping without expecting anything in return, right? Wrong. Kas man par to būs? What will I get in return? Don't you just love hearing that phrase as you're asking somebody for help? But a fact is a fact, all you idealists out there. Latvians say ar pliku paldies nepietiek. A naked thank you is simply not enough. It's not that we're greedy, we just like our contributions to be valued. Like they said in Vēla kalpi, a classic Latvian movie, par pliku paldies kaķis prākst. A simple paldies only makes cats die. Paldies uz maizes neuzsmērēsi. Also, you cannot spread paldies on a piece of bread. Sounds like we're a bit mean. Latvians would say pragmatic, practical, and hardened by history. Although, is it always a good thing? I don't know. From the Soviet times, we also have a saying, labāk mazu polšiņu nekā lielu paldies. I'd rather receive a small bottle of vodka than a big thank you. Okay, the implied alcoholism aside, there is a big tradition in Latvia to give gifts as thank yous. And I'm not only talking about corruption. We give ziedi, flowers, šokolāde, chocolates, medus, honey, especially for those whose grandparents are passionate beekeepers. And also pudele, a bottle of some kind of alcoholic beverage that is strong. It's interesting to compare it with other cultures. I have, for example, found that it's not that commonplace abroad to gift things to teachers. Because in Latvia, back at least in my school days, you would give them gifts for the beginning of term, the end of term, Teacher's Day, Christmas, Women's Day, and also just to say thank you. For example, if they tutored you for History Olympics, in which you got 3rd place. And just to be clear, we would give flowers and honey to the teachers, not the bottles, which leads me to wonder in what degree could this gift thank you thing, at least when it comes to bottles and maybe chocolates, was a purely Latvian tradition or was it influenced by the Soviet Union? If you have any thoughts on that, let's discuss in the comments. But if you don't have the means to buy your thank you, you can always just say, esmu tev pateicību parādā. I owe you one. I owe you a gratitude, because pateicība means gratitude. At its core is the verb teikt, to say. From it, we also have verbs tencināt and pateikties, both of which mean to say thank you, and they relate to the concept of uzteikt, to speak well about somebody. But while tencinu has a bit of an old-fashioned flair, pateicos is a very modern word, and you can use it in professional situations. Pateicos par jūsu atvēlēto laiku. Thank you for your time. It's good to be a pateicīgs cilvēks, a grateful person, but of course there are also nepateicīgi ļaudis, ungrateful people, and they seem to be so common that Latvians have a saying, nepateicība pasaules alga. Ingratitude is the salary of the world, or in other words, ingratitude is all you'll get in the world. This saying comes from Džūkstes pasakas, the Džūkste fairy tales, which are Aesop's fables, but rewritten in a Latvian context. In this case, the base story is about a farmer and a snake, in which the snake bites the farmer after he saves her, and so the moral of the fable is don't expect gratitude from snakes or ungrateful people. The Latvian version is a bit more brutal. I will let you discover the full text on Patreon, but basically, through the stories of animals who've been exploited and then abandoned by their masters, Pasaules alga sends the message that everybody is a self-interested prick and you should not expect any gratitude from anyone. Ever. And Latvians have turned that into a very current saying. I feel sad for Latvians sometimes. And last but not least, it wouldn't be Latvian if we didn't have some ways to say thank you and also insult people at the same time. Remember the magic word nu? If paldies means thank you, then nu paldies means gee, thanks. That is so thoughtful. I hate it. Paldies par kūkām, thank you for the cakes. Sounds nice, but actually it means what you are offering is crap. Paldies par kūkām, atdod cūkām. Thank you for the cakes. Why don't you feed them to the pigs? And finally, from the cult story Sprīdītis about a little boy who had to travel the whole world just to learn the importance of being home, we have Paldies, vēja māt, paldies, which was not originally said in an ironic context, but of course Latvians gave it one. Un nu viss! Paldies for watching this irregular Latvian lesson on thank you! I hope you don't think that nepateicība ir pasaules alga and that you always remember to say paldies. Patreons, you will find a full translation of pasaules alga recorded for you with some vocabulary, and we are also continuing the Dziesmu svētki song guide with the song Saule pērkons Daugava, one of the classics. Thank you for supporting the channel. Everyone, let's talk about gratitude. Do you accept naked paldies, or are you the kind to ask kas man par to būs? Let's discuss in the comments, and I will see you soon, maybe. Bye!